Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the second new member Q&A on Zoom for the month of December 2024. I'm Betsy Ko, and it's great. I was saying it's a little bit of a cold, sleepy Sunday morning for me, but it's great. People have been trickling in, and we have a really good crowd here today. So thanks for being here, and thank you to those of you who are joining us afterwards, watching the replay on YouTube. So today we're going to address questions from anyone who's here with us live, but also we started doing special deep dives on beginner topics last month. So we've done a deep dive on G2G and everything you need to know about it. And just like totally starting from scratch. And then our last session, which was on December 12th, newly posted up to YouTube yesterday, I think. We did communication for successful collaboration and tips and tricks for that. And so we'll introduce the four of us. Our four hosts are all here today. And then I'm going to pass it over to Hillary, who's going to talk all about GEDComps, which I know is a big topic for members. You very often arrive to WikiTree with a big old GEDComp in hand. So just a little bit more about me. I've been on WikiTree for 5 years, and it's been a wonderful experience. It's come to the point where I'm on every single day, and I enjoy the what made it so special for me is the community. So, and there are many ways to get connected with that community, one of them being like events like this Zoom. But I hope everybody can find their little niche. It's a massive castle is how I think of WikiTree, with many rooms, and there's no doubt there's a place for everyone to feel comfortable doing their family history research. Genealogically speaking, I spend my time working in England, Wales, Scotland, Canada. That's where my maternal roots are, and my father's roots are from Taiwan. So, Murray, can I pass it over to you?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Murray Maloney. I'm a retired writer, and I've been on WikiTree for 5 years now, as of about 3 days ago. And let's see, I'm being rocked right now. So I'm one of 5 people this month whose tree is being navigated by people all over WikiTree. They're trying to add connections to me so that my CC7 count will go up, which it has done quite a bit, actually.
Murray, can you tell them what ROC stands for as an acronym?
It's Random Acts of WikiTree Kindness. And so, like I said, there's a team of people out there who are scouring my tree and looking for places where I may have missed families being added and extending my tree. And so I've gone from what was it, 1870, and now I'm at 2034.
You broke 200, 2000.
I broke 2000, yes. I got my 2000 badge, yes. Which was a big surprise. I didn't expect that to happen, but then I learned that I was doing things wrong. So there's always things to learn. It turns out your CC7 count adds up when you add in-laws. I didn't realize the in-laws counted.
Yes.
So
is there connections? Yeah.
yeah, so I've been adding a lot of in-laws lately, and so have other people. So that's been good. Part of what I do is work with Ian on the WikiTree browser extension, and with Greg Clark on some of his apps and writing the help pages, because I have some experience with that. And I guess that's about all I have to say. And I just like helping out here because I remember what it was like getting started on WikiTree. Very, very difficult to learn how to use this system. And I discovered that software, sort of add-ons like the WikiTree browser extension and other tools like the Sorcerer, make the thing so much easier. And it's like going from riding a tricycle to riding a 10-speed bike. downhill. So over to Stephen.
Hi, I am the faceless person today, but you can find my photo on my profile. I don't know what's happening with my Zoom camera. Even though it's flashing, it doesn't want to give me any video. So anyway, you'll have to deal with this for today. I've been on WikiTree since 2000, so what we're coming up on 4.5, 5 years of that now. I did have extensive wiki background coming into WikiTree, so it wasn't as much of a hurdle for me to understand the formatting and how everything worked, because I already did have experience as a wiki founder beforehand. But the big thing about WikiTree that Murray has said is the community. This community communicates. This community is active. This community is willing to help you if you have any questions at mostly any time. So I feel that the real strength of that is its people that keeps it going. And of course, like he said as well, the technological aspect that we have with this wiki allows us to become better every day, because we're doing new things. We're finding new ways to explore the family tree. And it's just, I do always learn something new every time another one of these happens as well. So I hope you guys do as well and enjoy today, just not with my face.
Hi, I'm Hilary. I am one of the project coordinators for England and Wales, and I'm also one of the greeters. So it's possible that I may have greeted you when you joined. It depends when you joined. I've been a greeter for quite a long time, actually. So I actually joined WikiTree in 2011. I've been on WikiTree for 13 years, over 13 years. I joined and I added a large GEDCOM when I joined. At that time, you could add a large GEDCOM. They were encouraging people to add people because it was fairly new. It's only, and we wanted to build the tree more quickly then. But now we're trying to make sure that we don't get duplicates. So we're being a bit more careful about what we let people import. But I'm going to show you how to a bit more about GEDCOM if you don't know what GEDCOM is, and I'm going to show you a bit more information. I'm going to actually import a very small, I've imported a very small GEDCOM, and I'm going to show you what you can do with it once you've imported your information from your GEDCOM into GEDCompare. So without any delay, I shall share my other screen.
Should be all set. And I will go ahead as Hilary moves through her presentation. I'll share the links of the pages that she's on in the chat so that everybody can reference those.
Right, I've got up on the screen here, I've got what's a help page for GEDCOM. So it basically explains what GEDCOM is, which is a genealogical data.
We're only seeing your desktop, Hilary. We're only seeing your desktop.
Right. Have I not shared my screen?
You just have to select the correct screen.
Have I not shared? Oh, right. I don't share the right screen. Then you can actually see. You can actually see the page I wanted you to see.
There we are.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, good. There's the link.
Easily done to share the wrong screen. Yeah. So GEDCOM stands for Genealogical Data Communication. It's just the way of transferring information between family history programs. I use one called Family Historian. There's quite a lot of different programs. You perhaps use Family Tree Maker or Legacy or Roots Magic, one of the others. So there's quite a lot on here about importing and uploading and exporting your GEDCOM. If you then wanted to take it out, export something out of WikiTree, you can do that as well. And I have done that in the past. I've also, so if you're looking for a lot more information about GEDCOM, this is the help page. And a lot of people are probably more interested in the splitting a GEDCOM page than anything else, because they've possibly got a GEDCOM that's got too many people on it for them to be able to upload it into GEDcompare. So if that's the case, there's a very nice help page which will give you lots of information about how to export a partial GEDCOM, how to split up your GEDCOM, and with the various family history programs, some of which are free, some of them are free if for limited times or with limited amounts. But basically, if you're not already using one, you need to have a look and see what would be the best thing for you, because a lot of people will probably have a tree on something like Ancestry with lots of people in it, which is far too big. What I actually did is I downloaded a tree from Ancestry, and I split the tree up with my family history program, Family Historian. So without any further thing, I will go to my page. Now I accessed this page which says GEDCOMS. I went to my WikiTree and I went to GEDCOMS. This is going to be different for each person. If you've uploaded a GEDCOM, this is the page you need to go to. If you haven't uploaded one and you want to upload one, you go to your GEDCOMS page and you can upload your file there, and you just need to go to choose a file. Now I've got one on my desktop, and what was it called again? This one. Now the one I'm going to be doing is Samuel Jeffrey. So I've already uploaded this, so I thought it'd save time. I've already it, and then all you need to do is just press open, and it will take you to a page, and it will then take you to a page, and it will say it's doing something, and it will let you know. It will send you an email when it's finished doing it, so you don't have to sit there watching it do things and that whilst it's doing it.
Hillary, can you give us some perspective with numbers? So for instance, this one, Samuel Jeffries, how many people are in that?
Well, I'm going to go to the next page I go to. Will show you how many's in it. So
okay, got it.
Yeah. So because I've already uploaded something, I can then go. Here we go. Here it is at the bottom of that page. It shows what ones I've got. A GEDcompare reports ready. So I can now go to that GEDcompare report and have a look at it. And when you go there, it will show you how many people. Right. So that will take you to a page like this. Now, this page has got 43 people. It looks like a lot, but that's quite small compared to some. So for each of these people where it says compare, I have to compare it with I have to compare it. So let's have a look. We'll go to compare. So right. So the person that I've got in my GEDCOM is this person who was born in Sherborne, Dorset. They're asking me to compare it to this person, but this person was born in South Newton, Wiltshire. So it's not a match. They also had a different spouse and different children, all born in Wiltshire, whereas this person had them all born in Sherborne. So
which one is your input and which one is the existing profile?
My input is the one that's a sort of more orangey colour.
Okay.
And the existing one is the green one. So
what we want to do is we want to see if the profile already exists on WikiTree. But as Hillary is noting, there are some significant different details. So
yeah, and there is a header at the top too. You can see it. It says GEDCOM WikiTree. So
yeah, GEDCOM and then WikiTree is what's already on here. So you can check this box if you do not plan to do any more with this thing. So I'm going to reject this person, Jeffrey 98, because I know it's not the same person.
So it'll create a new profile for that person, correct?
Yeah, it should do. Yeah. Now the next one, James Jeffrey, there's nothing to compare it with.
Hmm.
So, but then I've got another one here, compare. So this time I've got a Samuel Jeffrey, but they're trying to connect, compare him with a James Samuel, whose father is Thomas. So that's obviously not one either. So if I reject that.
There's two of them in 1842.
Mhm.
Bishopsgate. It does help to know your geography, because I mean, I'm
Yeah.
trying to place where Dorset is in relationship to London, and if I know it's very far away, then it's
Yeah.
not likely.
We'll reject that one as well. There's a few to reject this time.
Oh, that
that's-
one's obviously off.
That is obviously out.
Oh, Canada.
Derbyshire is obviously out.
No.
This could be very tedious.
Cornwall, yeah. Fortunately, because I haven't got too many in this, it's easy to look at them and
New York.
New York, I don't think so.
Why does
Nope,
it see
not
that?
Ohio.
Why does it look at the American ones and say that it must be the same person when obviously the country isn't even the same?
Yeah.
Like, how does the AI determine what is a possible match?
Ooh,
that one's obviously wrong because
no,
it's
not
a
New
different
York. Yeah,
country.
there's New York.
Yeah.
But it's like it's giving you these possibilities, and yet I know that when I create a new profile on WikiTree, that it does its best to tell me, like, which ones might be partial and which ones might be more complete in terms of match. But it seems like it's just throwing anything that matches, like the name and the year, and it's not really considering the birth location or anything.
It's not ideal comparison thing.
Is it less developed than what we have going on the rest of WikiTree for that?
Probably.
Okay.
Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that one's Essex. So that
Oh.
Essex and Dorset.
So
That's close.
you can see why you wouldn't.
Quite a long way, yeah.
Australia.
You wouldn't
Up
want
to
to
Australia,
import
nope.
a GEDCOM that's
That's
huge.
about the closest, that one.
Yeah.
And that's not that close. So
A lot of people don't do this, and they just do the whole thing, and that's why we have JetCom profiles.
yeah, that one doesn't look like it's a different year.
So, in your opinion, Hillary, is
Yeah.
it more worth a person to simply just create the profiles without the GEDCOM if they're finding that there's this many conflicts, or if there's this many?
Put it this way, now that you can import individuals from places like Family Search and Ancestry using WikiTree Sourcer, you probably, if you're not going to import it, you're probably better doing that. Unless you're going to be importing something from an area where there's probably not that many, then you're going to end up with a long list. I mean, I didn't have to do this when I uploaded a lot of my stuff, but then there wasn't a lot of English things on here at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you've taken the time, if you've added all of these things over multiple years, then you want to go through the process of seeing what is a duplicate then.
Yeah. So, you still got to compare things with whatever you do.
Oh,
so,
right. So then it would be more streamlined in this regard.
Yeah. This one, obviously not.
But yeah, it just keeps pulling up the American profiles.
Australian.
Yeah. I mean, if we could see this one might have been okay for one thing, but it's just like, yeah.
I did this when I first started WikiTree, and I have, I think, like 1,700 people on my tree. It took me weeks to go through it.
I believe.
Yeah.
Well, she's still going
Well,
through hers.
Too many.
It's still
2011. Hillary, are you still going for yours from 2011?
I'm still finding things that I haven't updated, but not many. It's the ones that I haven't updated are usually. Oh, see, this one could be.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Compare.
And what's the rest of the data? There's no conflicts.
Oh.
Possible,
Ooh. What if you
So
what if you just keep that one?
this could
Oh,
be your connection into the tree. Then this could be how
right.
your GEDCOM feeds in through this person, and there's no conflicting information down there either.
Ooh.
Okay, so we have a new process to show off.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So I'm
We're
going to
gonna
match
match
it. I'm going to match it to this one just in case, and I can always see. I haven't been through all these, so I've been through some of them, but not all of them. And I thought it's probably not going to take too long.
Matched.
And I'll
Ooh,
compare with the
matched.
other one. So that one's definitely
Whoops. Oh, now it's in red.
Why
I
is it
never saw
highlighted
that
in
red
red?
before. Yeah.
not. Right. So we compare this
Okay,
one.
so now it says matched. Okay.
Yeah. So reject that one because it's Nottingham. Although, yeah,
Middle name.
No, that's a W. That's an L.
that there's not enough on that one to know whether this person.
Unless they
I might
had
have to
middle
observe.
name.
I might have to merge them at some later thing, but I can't be certain that because the birth years are different, and that was Williams Leslie, and that's William W. So I'm thinking it's possibly not the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Almost there.
Uh-huh.
that one's a different place. So
Oh,
Ooh.
Texas. Yeah, I know.
Close. 6 more. Ooh.
that one.
Northamptonshire.
Mm.
Yeah, no.
No.
Bum, bum, ba-doo.
No. No. It has to be Gertrude.
Definitely not.
Denied.
Hey, you're finished. You got, whoa.
And that was just one of the easy ones. Oh,
Oops.
no, there's more.
Uh-oh. She's not done yet. Oh, yes, she's done.
Yeah.
So, of the ones that we had on the page, one of them did match out of 43.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you see what I mean? Yeah. And then you just have to refresh the.
Refresh.
About
No, it needs to import.
Yeah.
I like the nice little reminder. Remember, you are editing our tree, not your tree.
While it's doing that, I'll move on to the other help page I was going to do. You will find that there are GEDCOM created biographies on the tree that you may come across. There may be somebody that's in your tree, and you may not be sure about what you can and cannot get rid of. There's a lot of things on here, but let's see where this thing's got to. It's not doing anything. But you might, but there's some things that were these sort of things that can just be removed anyway. But if you're not sure, you're probably best asking somebody, particularly if it's covered by a particular area, by a particular project. You might find that somebody, oh, how do I do it? But if you've got the WikiTree browser extension added, there is actually a tool on the WikiTree browser extension which will help you clean up a GEDCOM import. If it's not got a manager, then you're not going to do anything much to harm it. But if it's got a manager, you really need to make sure that the manager is happy before you do any major changes onto somebody's GEDCOM import. They may not want it to be edited, and by using that, sometimes it deletes things, and if you're not sure what you're doing with it, then it's not a good idea. It can make things nice, but it doesn't always do it nicely. So but there are a lot of things that can be removed that came in with these, particularly with some of the earlier GEDCOMs that could be that let's see if this has done anything.
Yep.
No, it's
It
still
take a while.
yeah.
It's 43 profiles.
Yeah.
And more.
Let's see if I can find anything that was a GEDCOM import on my list on my watch list. Just see. Just trying to see if there's an open one that I haven't edited.
Yeah.
A lot of my there's probably not a lot of my Deadcom that I haven't edited. Edited that one.
Okay.
See when I
What are you looking for, Hillary?
I'm looking for for something that I may not have edited since I imported it. So
Oh, to show us
show us how to clean it up.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm. Hmm.
A lot of the ones that are showing up are new ones rather than let's see if I can do it by edit date first and then by privacy. Yeah, and then I'll do it by privacy because I think a lot of the ones that I have not edited are going to be private ones. Yeah. It's the way the pages worked. It's a lot of private ones on here that I'm working my way through. Let's just go back and see if this has done anything. Ah, great.
Oops. Uh-oh. We got a few more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not what.
No, that's New York. No. Russia? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, these matches are just atrocious.
Yeah.
Clearly not Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
New South Wales.
For the record, I am from Tennessee.
One of the places in the States I've actually visited. Right. Right. If you rejected or if you reject or confirm all suggested matches, you can use comparison pop-ups to create improved profiles. Right. Let's see if I can. I'm sure I should be able to do something with this without having to do any more comparisons with people that are obviously not. Right, so if I click all these that I've completed them, should be able to do something with them.
I think if you just click the add button, then you can add them to WikiTree. Now that the add buttons have popped up, you can add those and that'll add the profile.
Right, so we're adding this profile, and then I can show you how to clean up the profiles once they've added. Right, that's a rejected match. That's a rejected match because she's not Gloucestershire, she's not Bristol, she's not Leeds, and she's not that one. So none of these is a match, so I can create the profile. Right, so here we are. This is how it's imported. Well, we don't want it imported like that, it's a mess. So I can now show you how to do this is the button that you need to look for. If you've got the WikiTree browser extension installed, it should show up. It says AGC, which is Automatic GEDCOM Cleaner. So if I press that button, it automatically adds reformatted using the extension. It uses the information it has, so it's put that she was born where she was born. It's put in inline citations in for us. I may still have to edit some of this because there's some notes and things that it's added that I may not want to put in, like this note relation to head of house. But it's done all that, and if I do a press on the preview, we can see what it now looks like. So it looks a lot more like you might expect. I might want to change some of these things, but at least it's put in all the links to the, it's put the link into the source. If I open that in a new tab. Oh, it's put a link into the source, which is in a source which is in Family Search. There we go. There, that's the source it's put a link into.
It says Jeffrey Spinner.
There we go. We've got one person imported, and I can come back to that list and I can import the rest of them in. Any questions?
Really quick, is your name highlighting in blue because of the browser extension showing you that you're the profile manager?
Ooh, I like that.
Probably.
It's a feature of WikiTree browser extension that you can. I think it's in the readability option, so you can set that.
Yeah. Probably. I've set some of my things up a long time ago, so I might have set that up a long time ago, and I can't remember doing it when I did it. So I'm not going to bore you with doing that with every single one, unless anybody wants me to repeat what I did with that and again.
All right.
Everybody happy with what I've done with that?
Yes.
Or do you want me to do it again?
Did a smashing job.
You.
Fine. I'll stop sharing and we can deal with any other thing.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so very much, Hillary. And I think having a live demo is very good for learning. If you haven't done it before, I know some of us here today have done GEDCOM imports, but not everybody perhaps. So
is
now
it
we do have
something that you recommend? I mean, should I try to break? Okay.
If anybody asks me when I'm greeting about uploading, I would usually recommend to them that they try to see if they can just have a few people and do those first, so that they can understand the process with a few people and they don't get frustrated because it takes them a long time to go through and clear all those people that obviously aren't matches. As you can see from what I did, a lot of the people that are coming up as matches, it's just because they were born in that year or within say a couple of years either side or whatever. I don't know, I'm not sure how much leeway they're giving, but and then they could be born in a completely different country. It's I mean some of the things that we could do now are coming up with much better things. When you import somebody in as an individual, you can actually filter by location. So if I'm importing just one individual in, it'll filter by location. I can press the filter by location, and it clears off all the ones that are, say, born in the United States when I'm importing people that were born in England, which is great because it gives me a lot less, particularly if you're doing a common surname like Jones or Smith or whatever, you don't want to be going through pages and pages to just say that no, this person's not on there. So
yeah, I so far I've used the sourcer. I haven't added the browser extension yet, but I've used the sourcer, and that's fantastic.
Oh, I love it.
When you didn't have Sourcer, I helped do some of the beta testing on the Sourcer when it was first introduced. It's fantastic tool, but it doesn't work for everything. But he's so responsive to requests that wrote that the programmer.
Very.
So one thing about the sourcer, one cool thing that you can do with the sourcer is, let's say you found the person that you're looking for on, maybe you've got an ancestry tree or you found them in family search. Once you're on that profile, you can then go to sourcer and say, please search for this person in WikiTree.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll show you if it's got that person
right
immediately. Or maybe it'll show you a list of people who compare approximately to that person, right? And then so you can quickly see whether you need to add the person or not. And if you don't get a match, then you go ahead and go through the process of adding them. Just in terms of recommendations, I'm dead set against using GEDCOMs. I mean, the information's there, and if you've got that information in your tree, because obviously you exported a GEDCOM from a tree, you can search from that tree and find the sources that you need and add that person into WikiTree. Going through the GEDCOM process is just so darn tedious, as you saw Hillary going through those examples. It's a really tedious process. You get a long list of possible matches, but if you go ahead and try and add that person, you're going to get that long list of matches too. And as Hillary said, if you're using the browser extension, you get to have the filters, and you can filter by location, by date, and by name. And so you can exclude people with different middle names and et cetera, and it just makes it a lot easier. So also, when you do the GEDCOM process, you end up with not quite as nice a profile. Even when you do the GEDCOM fix-up tool, I mean, it does adjust it so it doesn't look like a GEDCOM thing anymore, but still not as nice as if you had gotten all your stuff from Family Search or Ancestry.
Yeah, it doesn't automatically look at the narrative.
I will add my personal experience. When I joined, I had I'd been doing my research on Ancestry. My tree was about 500 people, which is not that big. But I had as it turned out, I had a lot of media attached to each person. And so I tried to import it, and it wouldn't go. And I asked the WikiTree team, and they said, yeah, we agree. It's not that big, but you must have a lot of media attached. I had photos and things like that. So that's something to consider when you're deciding what's right for you. I ended up manually importing and recreating profiles, and it gave me an opportunity to re-examine my research and my sources, and I'm really happy I did that.
That's exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And why I've just been doing it that way.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. So
Tisha, I put the URL for the browser extension into the chat.
Right, and I did.
There are instructions there for on that page for how to get it, how to install it. There's also links on that page to videos that explain the process of installing and how to use a lot of the features.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
this might be a good time to mention that starting next month, we'll be having a new podcast feature. Murray, do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. So starting next month it's going to be the last Monday of every month, will be a new Zoom session, tentatively called Tech Talk. And basically, let's see, it's Rob Pavey, and sorry, now I'm blanking on all the names.
Great.
Ian?
Greg Clark.
Greg Clark is going to be there.
Yes, Greg Clark.
And Kane.
And K Knight, yes. And so what we're going to provide an opportunity for people to ask questions about all the extensions and tools that you can use. It's the session is for newcomers as well as experienced people, so that you can ask about getting started, and you can also ask about how to fine-tune things. And developers can talk to each other, and you can basically get some tech talk, because otherwise we tend to only do that in October during the Hacktoberfest, and people have a lot of questions about how to use these tools, and so we thought that a new session might help.
Right.
All right.
And we do try to step away from WikiTree browser extension in this series, because we know many of you don't have it yet, and that the interface looks so different. We didn't want to confuse things, so we did feel, though, is the tools, the browser extension and Sorcerer and others are so wonderful and powerful that we wanted to provide an entry point. And so that's how this came about. Great. Somebody asked a question.
Yes.
Sue asked, if it's better to have so I'm just doing my family tree on WikiTree and a little bit on Ancestry. Is it better to have a separate program, as Hillary mentioned, like Family Historian? I would say you don't have to. You may. I mean, I acquired Family Tree Maker along the way before I joined WikiTree, just because I wanted to sync up on my ancestry tree and I wanted to have a safe place for it. But I don't think you need to go out, and if you don't have it yet now, you don't need to. That's my 2 cents. And what's your thought?
Oh, one thing nice about in March is Roots Tech. And if you do want to have another program, Roots, there are 2 great genealogy programs, Family Tree Maker and Roots Magic. And at that time, they will give you a great discount, which I got, which is like $26. Which was a fantastic buy last year, and it's good to have another process without your program on there, just in case something happens. Just in case something happens to your computer and you still have it on either Family Tree Maker or Roots Magic. It's a lot easier to, if you want to. A lot of people do, some people don't.
Yeah, I will say Roots Magic has a free version. So you could download the free version, play around with it, see if you like it. Maybe that's enough for you. And then you have a sense of it and whether you want to upgrade.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'll throw in my 2 cents on this.
Please.
So I work on Ancestry, where I keep a research tree and a public tree, and I'm also on all the other sites, but I don't keep trees there except for WikiTree. WikiTree is where I want to keep everything public, and so if I confirm something on my ancestry tree, then I'll put it onto WikiTree, and so that it's there, and it's basically it's going to live forever, I hope. I also use Family Tree Maker, and I actually haven't been using it for a little while, but when I did use it, I found that it had some capabilities for searching and for comparing things that I don't have in WikiTree, or maybe I could make work in WikiTree, but I just don't know how. So there's things that I can do in Family Tree Maker that make me want to use it. But like I said, I probably haven't used it for about a year. One of the things that you can do with Family Tree Maker is you can import your tree from Ancestry.
Mhm.
So if you've built up your tree on Ancestry, you can load it into Family Tree Maker, and then you can do, you can use their tools to do a variety of things. So you don't have to use another tool, but you can use other tools if you're finding that they're helpful for doing specific things.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank
Sure.
you. I'll think about it. Thanks.
Program
Okay.
I've got, it has a you can download it and use it for 30 days for free to try it out. So if I went for that one only because it was when I was looking years ago, it was the only one that was written with a sort of a UK bias, because most of them are US ones, and I just preferred that how that one worked, and it's a very powerful program, but it takes some learning. It's maybe not quite as intuitive as some of the others. I've got some of the others and older versions of some of the others, but just so you know, it's very much a personal choice, and there are quite a few there, and a few of those are free, I'm sure, or at least have free versions.
Right. Thank you.
Of course. Then I also wanted to talk about questions that Lori had been asking in the chat, and Ian chimed in and to help as well. Thanks, Ian. So Lori is asking about how to join a project, and also and she's specifically interested in Daughters of the American Revolution and some of the I think you mean stickers, and Ian shared a link with you. So let me let's see. Is that the hope I'm going to the right page? Yes, okay. So let me first show I'm gonna just go to a fresh home page. So under find, you will see projects. And so this is your one-stop shop for all of WikiTree's projects. Of course, many of them are geographical, but here, let's also, so many are geographical, but we also have projects under themes. So now there is not, and then let me finish. Then there are functional projects. Functional projects would be groups that band together for a specific purpose. Like Hillary said, she's a greeter, which is one of the functional projects, greeting new members. We have people who work on categorization or cemetery work, or the data doctors who do very important work on cleaning up profiles when, you put one too many curly Q brackets or something like that. The wiki markup gets a little confused. So where I think we want to look is, Lori, are you comfortable talking to us directly?
Sure.
Okay, great, wonderful. I'm wondering under military and war, if you might. No, I don't know.
I saw a link to societies, so it might be under societies because it would be considered a hereditary society, like
Yes,
the Order, the Magna Carta, or
right. That would be like lineage and genealogy societies.
Yeah.
Well, so then once you find something that you think is right, then if you click on that, then you can find out more about it. I am not sure. Oh, look there. Okay, National Society's Daughters of the American Revolution. So this page, did you make your way to this page?
I will. I'm interested to see what the stickers are because they're customized. And it has the Patriot ancestor's name and the DAR Patriot ancestor number.
Right.
And
Right.
it's really helpful to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know how to go about adding them to my Patriots who don't have one yet.
Sure. Okay. So here, if you look at this, you'll notice that these examples here, they all have double curly brackets at the beginning and the end.
Okay.
And that tells you it's a sticker. So let me just go, I'll go to one of my ancestors whom I know has a sticker. Let's see, my ancestors. Let's go to my grandmother. Okay, so you can see that she has a sticker identifying her birthplace and then the fact that she lived in New York. And any especially if a profile is open. Now I have a degree of privacy on this one because she's my grandmother, but you can go into edit for any of these you see a profile with a sticker and you want to use that as well, open it up and you can just copy it and then paste it into your profile.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Now if there's some specific detail like the state, you can kind of, suss out the code and see like, oh, just change out, the state or something like that and adapt it for your individual ancestor.
Exciting. Thank you so much. It's so helpful.
Sure. And then when you exit out somebody else's profile, you've just gotten what you need, then make sure you return without saving, and then you tiptoe back out of there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure. And then just to finish the conversation about projects, because I think that's such a good topic. And I've lost myself. I completely lost myself. Let's go back to projects and say I want to join the Germany project.
Oh, my project.
Which would be a good choice because Steve's in it. So our process for joining projects is the same across WikiTree. Is that what you're? I know Ian recommended add Germany to your follow tags, and it there's sort of this checklist here. And then also you're going to answer a G2G post that they should have. So I'm going to go to the Germany page.
Herzlich willkommen.
Who should join and why? How to join? Requesting to join. Okay. Well, I guess in this case that you want to go to the page.
Yeah, you might just have to go to G2G directly and then find the thread that says new members Germany project and then post on there, and then they would add you to Germany project.
Right. I know a lot of projects have that G2G link right there.
England does. England definitely does.
Let's try England.
Yay.
I can't be held responsible for this page or anything.
Okay. So what you're looking for is something like this. Do you want to join? Answer our welcome post. And then it'll take you right to a G2G post. And you want to answer this post. And then you should get a very quick response from whomever in the England project handles, welcoming new members.
It might even be Hillary.
No, it's not me at the moment. It's Kathy.
It's Hillary.
It's Kathy at the moment. It was me. I'm the project coordinator for the one of the project coordinators for the Orphan Trail now. Which
right.
What we ask people to do when they join the project, because some people have got English ancestry but they're not used to researching in England, so we try and make sure everybody knows the basics for research in a more modern time, and then Obviously, if they need to do something a bit earlier, then they have to move on and do a bit more. So
Ooh.
Same
And
could be said for Germany too. Yeah.
the training trails are wonderful.
Yes, yes.
You know, especially, I mean, I don't know if it would make sense to do it if you didn't have Ancestry in that area, but I mean, for a new WikiTree, you learn, it's like a double dose of learning. You learn about research in that area where your ancestors are, and then you learn about WikiTree. I mean, there's no way around it. You just, you learn a lot of tricks and tips. I did the 3 trails for Scotland, 2 trails for England, and 2 trails for Canada. So, and I credit that with an immense amount of education in my early years on WikiTree.
not everybody has trails. Wales Project
Yes.
doesn't, because we haven't got enough members to be able to teach people how to do things. But a lot of our people that are in the Wales Project are also in the England Project, because 9 times out of 10, if you've got some ancestry in Wales, you've also got English
Right.
at some point anyway. They tend to overlap the borders quite a lot. So
Mhm.
Okay.
Mark, what's your question?
This is not related to what you're talking about, so if you
Okay.
want me to wait or
No, I
Okay.
think we've kind of said what we need to say about projects. Any last questions on projects? Okay, new topic.
Okay. So I went to my local library and started asking questions about what they had and didn't have, and I came up with the the Great Migration Begins books.
Yeah.
And I got 4 volumes. So the 3 that go together, then 1 which is starting to work on the later years.
Mhm.
And these are really big books. And my first thought is, oh my God, now that I have them, what do I do with them? And so it's like, well, I can't just sit here and read through them and try to guess and look for names that may work. So I just wanted to bring this up that, you know, oh my God, I have them, and what have people done with them, and are they valuable, and et cetera.
When you say you have them, you have copies yourself, or you have them at the library?
Yeah, this is a library copy. I'm gonna need
Okay.
to return it.
Sure.
There's the return date. So, but I physically have 4 of these books at home right now.
Cool.
So I say you wanna get information out of them and then cite them.
Right.
Basically WikiTree, I mean, it's not required, but we use Chicago style citation. That's preferred. But it would be just like when you were in school and, you know, like citing things in a paper. Let me screen share again and I'll show you.
As long as you're not uploading images of the actual document into WikiTree, it should be fine
Right.
Okay.
to avoid copyright
Yeah,
issues.
kind of caught on to that.
Right.
But
So,
information itself is not copywritten.
Right.
oh,
But
okay.
I do have some ancestors that I found that were passengers on the Mayflower, and they list the passengers in here too. But then I've also identified a couple of more that I know are in the Great Migration, and then there's a whole bunch more that I suspect are within that and may be found in here. But I'm just like, oh my, there's a lot of research that needs to be done here.
Are you a member of that project yet?
No.
Oh, you should join the PGM project.
But I'm so busy doing other things too. I'm
No,
scared
but
to do it.
once you're a member of that project, then you're going to have access to a lot more information more quickly. For example, are you on Discord yet?
No.
No. Well, once you're on Discord, which I expect you will be eventually, you'll find that they have a channel, and So you can learn a lot, and you can monitor what other people are doing on WikiTree with the Puritan Great Migration. My ancestors, I have a line that goes all the way back to New Hampshire and Maine in the early 1600s, so I'm familiar with that area. I don't have a copy of those books, but I've managed to find citations for everything fairly easily.
The
Yeah,
Discord.
so PGM is probably what you.
Yeah, I have a vague idea what Discord is, but I've never used it.
Right. It's basically an online chat platform. I'm not sure if I can show you. So yeah, I think I can. So I just put the help page in there, and I can go to the live
Mhm.
my web-based.
Yeah.
Let's share
You can
there.
display on both your computer or your mobile device. So there's
Right.
versatility.
So it came about with teenagers who wanted to watch each other play video games. But now
Yep.
it also works super well for genealogists. And I found that when I was a high school band director, and whenever my Discord notification sound would ping, I got like, they thought I was super cool. So, so you can see.
Those are important cool points.
Exactly. You can see here on my left that these are all the channels. There's a WikiTree channel and yeah, WikiTree server. And then now I'm scrolling through all the channels.
Okay.
And yes, it's pretty massive. Like every project, or there's Palatine Migration, they have their own channel where they chat back and forth in real time. So it's a little quicker than G2G.
Well, I have deep New England roots.
Uh-huh.
I was just amazed at what I was finding.
Yeah.
And going way back. I also have a big group of ancestors that lived in New England and moved up to Nova Scotia after the clearances.
Mm-hmm.
And then some very close direct ancestors that moved back from Nova Scotia down to New Hampshire, and started working in the mills in Manchester and Nashua,
Yeah.
and a little in
Right.
Massachusetts. So
Wonderful.
Yeah, pretty
I mean,
cool.
I can think of a couple of projects right off the top of my head, and thon teams that you would, find, like-minded researchers there. So
And I just adopted another orphan profile yesterday. My girlfriend's teasing me, and she's like, "Another one? Really?"
Down the rabbit hole you go.
I can't help it. She's the sister of one of my directs, and
You
I get
have
that
to.
direct link. And
Yeah. I mean, I can't, when I'm working on a family and then I see an orphan there, a sibling, I just can't help myself.
Yeah.
So
I'm the opposite. I'm having to orphan lots of people. If people aren't in direct line, a lot of them are getting orphaned once they've been. Most of the time, it's once I've put the sources on. Occasionally, I'll do it when I've. None of them I aim not to orphan anything that hasn't got any sources on it, but there might be the odd one that I've done in the past, yeah, I've got so many because I built out a lot. I mean, my CC7 is over 3,000. So these people that this GEDCON that I've just uploaded is for a family that I've found through DNA Match. So I found an unknown father. So when I connect them on, that's going to increase my CC7 even more, because this person never actually married, but they are definitely a connection. So
Right, right.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, as you get as your watch list gets up into the thousands, you want to watch that. And those of us who participate in challenges where maybe we're not working on our own family, then you create profiles, you're the manager, of course they're on your watch list, and eventually you might want to orphan those. Yes, Anne, I see you. What?
Yes. Could you tell the new people about orphans? They don't know what orphans are.
Right. Yes. So that's a good point. Let me go back. I was going to talk about the Thon and the new team, but I will do that next. Let's see. WikiTree. And well, I'm trying to think what profile I could go to. I think this was one of my this was one of my Orphan Trail profiles for England Project. And well, at this point, I'm sorry, Scotland. Scotland has assumed profile manager status for this profile. But what you want to do is you want to look here next to profile manager, and there might be a name or a project. But it might say no profile manager, in which case there will be a little hyperlink directly to the right where it will say adopt this profile, and then you can become the profile manager. So
what makes a profile orphan? Like how does it become an orphan?
it just means that there's no profile manager. If you, for instance, if I go to the privacy tab and you go down, you can see here who is the profile manager and who are on the trusted list. But if there's no one here, then it's just an orphan.
But how did it become that way? So at some point somebody added it in, and
Yes.
then does it do they, if that person leaves WikiTree, or if it's just not worked on for a long time, like what makes it exactly an orphan?
Well, most likely it's what you've already mentioned. The person might leave WikiTree, or like in Hillary's case, you may decide, oh, I have too many on my watch list, I'm going to orphan some of these. So it might be a conscious decision by the former profile manager to just let it go so that somebody perhaps more closely related can be the manager.
I think because I have some sort of vaguely linked to my tree, and it looked like they were all imported in a massive bunch once back in 2012. Somebody called Lucy. It looks as if she imported thousands of profiles from somewhere, probably Ancestry, I think.
Yeah, that sounds like a JetCom.
Yeah. If you need help with them, with cleaning them up, if they're English ones, by all means, contact me. I'll put my WikiTree ID in the chat, because I've had to clean a lot of them up from those early JedComs, and I can certainly help you if they need it at all.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Hilary. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Because I know you've got English ancestry, but they may not all be English, so I can understand that.
Yeah, these are, I think, they're all Yorkshire, I think.
So if I could add something to that about orphans. So I work on a lot of notables, and they're inherently not related to me, but I have interest in them because, their notability. And at some point I might decide that, okay, someone else has come along that's got a lot more interest in this profile than me. I might decide to orphan it, and then they have the ability to take it over. Especially if the person's already deceased, it's more likely to be privatized or less privatized than it would be if they were still living. Living notables are kind of a weird exception, but those are various examples as to why orphans might exist. It's just that we're working on different parts of the tree. We're going into other areas. We're following rabbit holes, and we may not necessarily have the interest that we once did for a certain area once we start moving on. And that's where they become singled out. And then the watch list, of course, has to be maintained, because I think you can only have like 5,000 on the watch list. So you're getting close to that number. Yeah, you might want to consider how many you're watching.
Betsy's about to talk to us about fawns, and a fawn is another reason why profiles might get created and then immediately orphaned. So
Yep.
we're going to connect somebody, and then we're going to just detach ourselves from it and let the universe do with it what it wants.
Let it go.
Right. So 4 times a year, WikiTree has what we call thons. They are in January, April, July, and September, late September. And 3 of those are what we call connectathons. And then the one in September is a sourceathon. So as you can imagine, a sourceathon is you just we're looking for profiles where somehow they got through without a source, and we're adding a source. The connectathons are where we take an existing profile and we add family onto them. It often happens, a profile will get created and the creator's most interested in that person, but there is also a spouse and children and siblings, and so we look for those. They very likely are in your own family tree, especially if you're very focused on direct descent. So it's a great way to build out your tree laterally. And so the dates this year, this upcoming thon, are Friday, January 17th. Starting at 8 a.m. Eastern time until Monday, January 20th at 8 a.m. So it's 72 hours of connecting. And we are organized into teams. There are 41, 42 teams or so. Many of them are geographically based, but we do have one just for new to WikiTree people. And that is why I'm wearing this adorable shirt today. This is a Newt. Newt being an acronym for new to WikiTree. So this is a team for those of you who are new to WikiTree, or it's your first thon and you're not too sure about jumping in the pond. It's a team where we're going to give you a little more support. So we have a pre-event meeting. There are help pages. We stay very alert throughout the weekend on Discord and G2G for questions. So if you want to join, which I hope you do, can Murray, Hillary, Steve I put it in the chat, this link earlier, but it's probably buried. If you could post that again. And each team is an answer in this G2G post. So just go down, they're alphabetical.
Thanks, Murray.
Thank you, Murray. Newts will be towards the bottom of the first page. There we go. And just comment on this post. And my co-captain, Dave, has been really spearheading the registration. So Dave will get back to you probably faster than I can. Murray is also a co-captain. So between the 3 of us, we will make sure that you have a great thon and hopefully raise your own CC7.
I might come and join you this time because the Welsh team are not putting it up a team this time. And I've got a few people I want to add, so I might come and join you because I can help out. I can almost, because I'm usually a co-captain for the Welsh Dragons, but we're not putting up a team for the Connectathon. So I've suggested that people might want to join other teams, but I'm quite happy, and that might help because I'll be in the different time zone as well.
Exactly. I would be thrilled, Hillary.
Sorry, I can't abandon my team. Not so easily.
Common question is, oh my gosh, 72 hours. I have other commitments that weekend. That's okay. No, no one is expecting you to stay up, around the clock or to shut down the rest of your life. We all participate, as we are able, because we know that there's life outside of WikiTree. We need to pay attention to the living too. So.
And hopefully this time we can break 100,000 profiles.
Right.
That is the goal, right? We've never really broken it yet.
How many? What?
100,000? We're always falling around 95,000 or so.
Oh,
Is that right?
yes, in terms of number of profiles created during the thon. Yes.
Yeah, connect-a-thon.
So I will close by, here's our new team page where you can also get more information if you're,
cute.
yep, if I haven't completely sold you. So there's more info.
It's cute things.
Yeah.
Very
So, any last questions?
Let me go ahead and put my ID in the chat here.
Yes.
Because
So
questions are going to see my face at all.
there are profile IDs if you have any follow-up questions for us. We will be back on next one of these sessions is Thursday, January 9th at let's see,
Is it
8 in the evening Eastern.
Eastern?
And our special topic for that session will be DNA presented by Murray. So if you want to find out about the power of linking your DNA to WikiTree, that's a session you won't want to miss.
I
Happy
need to know
holidays,
more about
everybody.
some things with DNA myself, so that'd be
Yes.
useful to watch.
Yeah. All right, great. Well, I'm gonna stop the recording and say thank you to everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see
Happy
you.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.